Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to our political science class, session number two today. Okay, so in the morning session, we discussed about peace and related with the importance of peace, and how today the world or different countries or the humanity or international organizations are trying to establish peace in the society or solving issues between the countries issues between the countries. These are the things what we discussed in the morning session, and we are continuing from here. Okay, textbook. Okay, so last point we discussed here. The United Nations may be said to embody elements of all the three approaches. The Security Council, which gives permanent membership and veto power, the right to shoot down the proposal even if it is supported by other members. To five dominant states. Again, Security Council, there are five important or powerful countries are there. So all these countries have the veto power, which means four countries together to get decision. You think like that. The fifth country have the decision to have the power to shoot down that proposal, proposal. Clear or not? That's called to be the veto power. Veto power. All these countries, all these five superpowers have that veto power, and reflects the prevalent international hierarchy. The Economic and Social Council promotes interstate cooperation. Next one, another organization or another organ of the UNO, Economic and Social Council, promotes interstate cooperation in several spheres. Interstate cooperation. Okay. The Commission on Human Rights, next organization, Human Rights Commission, seeks to shape and apply transnational norms. Okay, so Human Rights Commission, it will protect, or it is protecting the rights of each and every human being in different countries. Okay, and applying transnational norms means each and every country want to accept the human rights proposal by the UNO, United Nations organization. They cannot say that in our country some other rules we are following related with the human rights. Each and every country want to follow the same. Okay, clear. So these are the basic three councils here. What are they? First of all, the Security Council. Five dominant countries are there. Do you know what are those countries? What are the five dominant countries in the Security Council of UNO? Idea? Any idea about that? Come on, if you just know. If you know, so please tell me. If you know the answer, we can speak.
USA.
Okay, right. USA.
So Russia,
Okay, Russia. Russia.
so China,
Good. China. Okay. That correct? UK and France? If it's not so, find it out. Okay. I will not say that this is correct. I'm giving a chance for you people. If any mistakes are there, means you have to find it out. Okay, you wrote all it is USA, I wrote there. You told it is Russia, I wrote there. China, you told, I wrote there. And myself, I added two, UK and France. Okay, okay, myself, I added two more countries there. Okay, clear or not? So we can see USA capitalist approach, UK capitalist approach, France capitalist approach, Russia and China socialistic approach, right? Right or not? Communist countries. Why India is not a part of this one? What is specialty of our country, India? Are the part of capitalism or socialism? Any idea? Are we supporting capitalism or socialism? So these are two giants, okay? International giants, USA and Russia. One is the capitalist bloc under USA. Capitalist bloc, USA. Okay. Number of countries are there in this capitalist bloc. They are supporting the capitalist ideas. Capitalistic ideas. USA. Under USA, number of countries are there. Again, Russia. Russia. It's a socialist bloc. Under Russia's control, or the number of countries are there in the world that following the Russian principle of socialism. Okay, so two giant blocks are there related with its ideology and its power. Okay, US is able to compete with Russia. Russia is able to compete with the US. Okay, super giant. Okay, clear out very powerful countries. Even China also the part of the communist one, the socialist one. Okay, clear. Giant countries. UK and France also, the part of USA, very powerful. Okay, but India is not the part of Russian bloc or the USA's bloc. We are not the part of the capitalist bloc, or we are not the part of the socialist bloc. Why? Why it is so? So that is a policy followed by Jawaharlal Nehru. Do you know what is that? Hmm? Non-aligned movement, non-alignment. We are not going to ally with the USA or not going to ally with Russia. Non-alignment, right? So we created another block, another third world countries. Third world countries under India. Another block. Clear? Number of countries are there under the control of India's bloc. It's termed as the third world countries, basically developing countries. They are not interested to participate with the USA's bloc or a Russian bloc. Clear? If there is a war, we are not going to join with Russia or USA. Clear? In any world war. Clear? So this is called to be the third world. Okay, headed by India. Headed by India. These are general things. Okay, just keep that in your mind. Okay, so we discussed about the three organs. One is Security Council and Economic and Social Council, basically promoting interstate cooperation in several spheres. Okay, and the Commission of Human Rights, protecting the human rights in each and every country. The Commission of Human Rights, human rights. Okay, clear? Clear. So all these organizations are there to establish international peace. International peace. Okay, now we are going to describe a particular word here. Pacifism. Pacifism. Question is there, what is pacifism? Okay, clear. So pacifism, already we observed that word, okay, before. What is that? Basically they are the supporters of peace. They are not also not going to support violence to establish peace. So they are the people basically preaching peace. The pacifism preaches opposition to war or violence as a means of settling disputes or settling disputes. Okay, not setting disputes, but settling disputes. Okay, solving disputes. It covers a spectrum of views ranging from the performance of diplomacy in resolving international disputes. What do you mean diplomacy? So the pacifists, they are giving importance for the word diplomacy. And what do you mean by the term diplomacy? Diplomacy. So number of aspects are there connected with the term diplomacy. Okay, so can solve the problem by dialogues and discussions. What is that? We can solve the international issues by dialogues and discussions. That what is diplomacy. Diplomacy. So we know that in different countries, high commissioners are there, right? Embassies are there. In India, we know that there are number of embassies are there. If you are keeping trade relationship with some other countries, definitely we are able to find the embassies of such countries in our country, right? Clear? Okay. The supreme person in that embassies are called the high commissioner. High commissioner. Okay. So Indian embassies are there in almost all the countries, even in Pakistan also, right? Understand? So high commissioners also are there. He or she should be a IAS officer. or an IFS officer, Indian Foreign Service, Indian Foreign Service. Okay, after several years, I am able to read newspaper that High Commissioner of Pakistan, okay, Indian High Commissioner of Pakistan, Ashish Bini IFS, Ashish Bini, interested to do that, huh? Ashish Bini IFS or Amal Raja IFS or Aishwarya Anil Kumar IFS. Okay. Or Elvina IFS, right? Can. Okay. So high commissioners. So if there's a problem between India and Pakistan, if it's a terrorist attack, basically the Indian government will call the Pakistan High Commissioner and will ask why this. Clear. Clear. So the Pakistan is responsible to answer that question. They will sit together and will discuss and will take steps to stop such kind of activities in the future. In the future, right? So this is called to be diplomatic meetings or dialogues or discussions. Dialogues and discussions. Okay. So the people, those who preaching pacifism, they're basically giving importance for diplomacy, tactics. Okay, to solve the international disputes. So international disputes to absolute opposition to the use of violence. So the pacifism is an ideology. It is absolutely against the use of violence or even force. Okay, not only violence or even force also in any circumstances. In any circumstances, pacifism may be based on the principles of pragmatism. What do you mean pragmatism? What is that? Any idea about that word pragmatism? Hmm? Okay, maybe principles of what you can say, giving importance for some specific aspects here. Okay, so principle to pacifism springs from belief that war, deliberate lethal force. So they are against use of lethal force weapons, powerful weapons that are able to kill number of people, lethal, very dangerous. Okay. Next one, violence or any form of coercion is morally wrong. So, as per the people, those who believing in pacifism, any type of force is considering as illegal or not needed. Okay, so principle of pacifism springs from the belief of that war, deliberate lethal force, violence, or any form of coercion is morally wrong. So pragmatic pacifism does not adhere to such an absolute principle, but okay, but holds that there are 1 minute. So here it is. So violence or any form or coercion is morally wrong. Pragmatic pacifism. Okay. So a realistic pacifism does not adhere to such an absolute principle but hold that there are better ways of resolving a dispute than war. So practically there are number of ways are there, okay, to stop the problem of a war or a dispute between different groups of people or different countries. Okay, practical ones. There considers the benefits of a war to be outweighed by the cost, Dow or dovish. So basically, the people, those who thinking about pacifism, they will think about the problem a war can create. Okay, so they will give the suggestion that it is not the war, it is peace or diplomacy is good. So the people, those who basically following pacifism, basically called as Dow or dovish, Dow or dovish, right? What is a Dow? What is that? Pigeon. So the pigeon or the dove is considering as the international symbol for peace, right? The white one. Yes or no? Yes or no? So basically, they are struggling or they are performing their activities to maintain peace. So they are basically termed as dove or dovish. Okay, so they are the informal terms used to describe people who seeks to avoid war. Okay, so people those who believing in pacifism, we will use these two words dove or dovish. Clear? They are like pigeons, the white pigeons. Okay, who wanted to create peace. The people, those who seek to avoid war is termed as Dao or Daoish. They are basically believing in pacifism. The terms allude to placid nature of the Dao. So we know that the placid or the basic nature of a Dao there. Okay, it is not ready to create any problem there, right? No fighting, no war. Okay, a calm and quiet creature, right? Okay, so we are using that animal. I mean the bird. Okay, the terms allude the place nature of the dove. Some people term the dove should not view their position as pacifist, for they would consider war to be justified in some circumstances. But not all the people will be like the dove or dovish. Okay, they are against this principle and say they say that every time it is not possible to follow peace. In some circumstances, war is necessary. Okay, the opposite of the dove is a hawk, right? An eagle, a hawk, right? Very dangerous and very cunning and very aggressive. Clear? A hawk. Or a warmonger. So, hawk is considering as a, that bird is considering as a symbol of a warmonger, those who like to fight. Some pacifists, while opposing war, are not opposed to all use of coercion, physical force against people, or destruction of property, and military. So, militarists, for example, are specifically opposed to the modern nation states. So, the pacifists they are against the militarized countries. Basically, they are against war. Even they are against the military. So, military institutions rather than to violence in general. Other pacifists follow principles of non-violence, believing that only non-violent action is acceptable. Okay, so this is the term pacifism. Clear? Basically, they are against war. Against war. Clear? Okay. Now we are moving to next topic 9.6, contemporary challenges. Contemporary means what do you mean contemporary? Contemporary. It's a famous word related with history. What is that? Contemporary. Contemporary history. What is that? In today's world. In today's world history, right? Today. Okay, we are contemporaneans, means we lived or we are living in the same period. Clear, contemporaneans. Clear. Okay, so living in the same period. Okay, so that's it. Contemporary. Presently, the challenges that facing by the word peace or the problems for peace or the violences. While the UNO has several noteworthy achievements in its credit, so UNO committed a number of activities to control violences or to establish peace. It has not succeeded in preventing and eliminating threats to peace, but UNO is a failure to eradicate the problem of violence completely. Instead, dominant states have asserted their sovereignty and sought to shape regional power structures and the international system itself in keeping with their own perceptions and priorities. Okay, but the same time, you want to understand one thing: the superpowers still they are able to create their own areas. There is no control over them. Nobody is able to do that. Clear? Like China, Russia, America, they are piling up nuclear weapons, right? Right? I only told one thing there. What is that? In Japan, in 1945, America used a atom bomb, right? Clear? One is in August 6, another is in August 9. Okay. The name of the first bomb that dropped in Hiroshima in August 6 of 1945 is named as the little boy. Right? Little boy. And August 9 it is named as the fat man. Name of bombs. Okay. Clear or not? Don't think that America dropped a little boy on Hiroshima. Okay. So it's the name of the atomic bombs. Okay. So nearly we know that nearly 120,000 people or more than that killed instantly in these two incidents. Okay. So in Hiroshima, nearly 70,000 people died at the same day. Okay, so the weight of that bomb, the power of the bomb is just, what is that, what I told? How many Newton tons? Okay, 15 Newton tons. 15 Newton tons is the power of that particular bomb. 15 Newton tons. Clear? So that 15 Newton ton bomb killed nearly 70,000 people, for just understanding. Okay, clear? So we can depict the power of the bomb by these 15 dots. And today with Russia, they possess a nuclear weapon, okay, or nuclear bomb termed as Tsar Bomba. What is that? Tsar Bomba. Okay, so the power of the bomb is just 50,000 Newton tons. So we use this much space to denote the power of that bomb. It is 15 circles. So what about the 50,000 Newton ton? How many pages we needed to do that? Okay, so if that Russia is using that bomb, what will happen there? It will entirely destruct the country. I mean, the world, right? The entire destruction will be there. Okay, so UN is unable to solve such problems between these big powers. Big powers. Okay, they are unable to control them. Instead, dominant states have asserted their sovereignty and sought to shape regional power structure and the international system itself to keeping with their own perception and priorities. To this end, they have even resorted to direct military action against the occupation of foreign territories. The recent US intervention in Afghanistan and Iraq is a glaring example of such conduct. Numerous lives have been lost in that ensuing warfare, right? So United States of America, okay, they interfered, or their intervention we are able to see in Afghanistan and Iraq. Clear? Clear? So they intervened there. They participated in the war. A number of people died in that were basically arranged by or organized by United States there. So UN is unable to control them. So US says that they fought against terrorism in Iraq and Afghanistan. Terrorism in Afghanistan and Iraq. So you might have heard about a famous person, not a famous one, notorious one, Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden. What is his speciality? Who is he? Okay, Taliban guerrilla terrorist leader. Come on, Syria. Speak. The same, right? Okay, the Taliban guerrilla leader, terrorist leader he is. He was captured and killed by America, right? Okay, but for that, number of innocent people died in Afghanistan. Not only Afghanistani people, even the US military people also died in that incident there. Okay, and Iraq to find out another notorious one. Okay, so we can say notorious. Clear or not? The history says so. Clear. But different people have different opinion. Another thing. So Saddam Hussein. So Saddam Hussein is an enemy of America. Enemy of America. He don't like or not interested in America's intervention in Middle East issues. Okay, the issues between the Muslims and Christians and Israelis for Jerusalem and Palestine. He don't like it, and he started a number of what we can say discovery. Projects to find out or and establish nuclear weapons. So America don't like that. They didn't. So they started war against Iraq, and finally Saddam Hussein was arrested and executed by American government. Okay, basically not the American government, the Iraq government only, the newly elected one. Okay, so America is doing that, but UN is not able to stop America. So the rise of terrorism is partially a response to the self-serving and harm-handed conduct of aggressive states. Terrorists currently possess a great threat to peace through an adorant and ruthless use of modern weapons. Okay, so without morality, these terrorist groups are using modern weapons, sophisticated weapons, can kill number of people. Amalraj, listening? Okay, so terrorists are using the different weapons. And we are able to find a number of this kind of attacks, violence. The demolition of the World Trade Center, New York, United States of America, by the Islamic militants on 11th September 2001 was a striking manifestation of the sinister reality. So, number of people died in that event, or not even basically that incident, right? Yes or no? Okay, the attack of World Trade Center, the Twin Towers, in 11th September 2001. 2001. Okay, so find out the story. Okay, not story here actually, the history, and learn it what happened there. And today we know that these terrorist groups, basically ISS, might have heard about that, right? ISS terrorists, Taliban. Okay, the use of biological, chemical, nuclear weapons of mass destruction by these forces remain frightening possibility, and today almost all the world in a threat there. What is that? These terrorist groups can use almost all the different types of weapons, like the biological one, the chemical weapons are there, or most modern nuclear weapons are there with them, it seems. If they use so, entire destruction will be there. Okay, it will create a problem for most of the countries in the world. Next paragraph. The global community has failed to curb the rapacity of the domineering powers and the guerrilla tactics of the terrorists. It has also often served a mute spectator of the genocide, the systematic massacre of an entire group of people. This became particularly evident of Rwanda, the African country. So next case is Rwanda. Okay, so today all these terrorist countries are able, or terrorist groups are able to use different types of weapons. It can cause or create problem for a number of countries. Okay, and we are able to find the genocide, genetical. Okay, on the basis of race, people they are killed by governments there basically. So Rwanda is an African country where there's a genocide, a fight between two groups of people, two racial groups, okay, or ethnic groups. They are called as Tutsis and Hutus in the year 1994. 1994, two groups of people, or two ethnic groups, two racial groups. Okay, they fought. Despite the availability of intelligence before the killing began and the subsequent international media coverage of the genocide as it unfolded, there was no international intervention. The UN refused to authorize its pace keeping operation in Rwanda to stop the carnage. Carnage means killing of number of people. Okay, clear. So in Rwanda, there's a trouble between the Tutsis and Hutus, two groups. Okay, clear or not? But no international associations participated or took any steps to stop that problem, this genocide. Okay, even United Nations refused to stop that problem or interfere in that problem. Okay, of killing of mass killing there. All this is not to say that peace is a lost cause after World War II. So we cannot say that peace is not at all not existing. After World War II, countries like Japan and Costa Rica decided not to maintain military forces. Okay, some countries today they're spending more money to create more weapons and arms and armaments. But after Second World War, Japan and Costa Rica they decided not to maintain any army or any forces. Several part of the world. So because they know the problem of a war, okay, so they are not ready to participate in any war there. So Japan is hard hit by America in the time of the Second World War. Still, they are facing the problem of the nuclear radiation. Right, still they are facing that, so they know that the problem is not that good, I mean not able to deal it so easily. Okay, so they decided not to participate in any more wars there, no war at all. Okay, so they understood the problem a war can create. Okay, so why America dropped atom bomb in Japan? What is the reason behind that? Why America choose Japan there? America can choose any other country, right? Why Japan? So you
But
want to
they
go?
were aligned with Russia.
No, 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 no. So Russia and America are two different powers, but in First and Second World War they cooperated against Germany. Understand? Just keep that idea. Okay, we studied here. Russia is a bloc, Russian socialist bloc, and America is a capitalist bloc. But in world wars, they cooperated against Germany. So that time the countries divided in the like this. What is that? Dictatorial countries and democratic countries. Clear? Dictatorial countries and democratic countries in the time of Second World War. Germany, Italy, Japan, they are dictatorial and monarchical one. Okay, Japan under Hirohito, monarch. Italy is a fascist Italy under Benito Mussolini. and Germany under Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler, Nazism. So they are against democracy. So all other countries like Russia, France, Britain, United States, okay, they are, what kind of country they are? Democratical countries. All right. So can you say in one country that fought in both sides? Some people with Germany, some people with Britain. Which country? Do you know that? That is our own country, India. Okay, so Subhash Chandra Bose, we know that. Just understand the story. Okay, Subhash Chandra Bose. He know that to make British people or keep British people away from India, wanted to join with Germany, and Germany will help them to fight against Britain because Britain is the enemy of Germany, right? So my enemy's enemy is my friend. So Subhash Chandra Bose tried to create a alliance with Germany. He succeeded in that. He made it. Clear or not? He met Adolf Hitler. Clear. He got support. Japan army supported Subhash Chandra Bose, and they started a new army, established a new army in Singapore, Indian National Army, INA. Clear. With the support of Japan and Germany. And they marched towards India to fight against British army in India there. Okay. Unfortunately, in that particular period, America dropped atom bomb in Japan. Okay, what happened then? America dropped atom bomb. So Japan but stopped fighting. Okay, so Subhash Chandra Bose lost all the hope there. So one group with Germany, and in India, British government already told the Indian National Congress that if you are participating with Britain or participating in the Second World War with the side of Britain, after the war they will give independence. So almost all the Indian soldiers they participated with the British side. So our country is a great country that participated in both alliance. Clear? One side with Germany, other side with Britain. Clear? So just to keep that idea. Okay. Is that clear? Okay. So this is the reason. So after that, Japan came to know that it is not that good to establish a military or engage in a war. Okay. So they stopped maintaining an army. Several parts of the world have witnessed that creation of nuclear weapons free zones where the development or deployment of nuclear weapons is banned through an international recognized treaty. So UNO, they stopped the invention or deployment of nuclear weapons in some special areas in the world. No country can use any nuclear weapon in these regions. So there are 6 zones are there. What are they? They are the Antarctic territory, Latin America and the Caribbean, Southeast Asia, Africa and the South Pacific and Mongolia. These areas are excluded from the use or deployment of nuclear weapons. So, next one. The disintegration of the USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics in 1991. So, USSR is disintegrated and a new country formed, that is Russia. So, number of countries together formed USSR, but in 1991 it is disintegrated. It is destructed. Basically, we can say that divided into several small countries, in which Russia is the bigger one now. Put a full stop to the era of military rivalry between the superpowers and removed a major threat to international security. So after 1991 disintegration of USSR, so that the rivalry between America and USSR, it is reduced like anything. So race for weapons, the question for making new weapons or piling up of nuclear weapons, all such kind of things were reduced. So chances for war also reduced. Clear? So besides, the contemporary era has witnessed the rise of numerous popular initiatives aimed to fostering peace. These are often collectively described as the peace movement. So number of activities are there today. We are able to find all these activities or movements towards peace or establish peace. So these movements are called the peace movements. The devastation caused by the 2 World War galvanized the movement Okay, so people observed that the world wars are not good. Though wars are not good, it will create number of or numerous problems. So people give more importance for the word peace there. It has since gathered momentum and gained a large following across geographical and political barriers. The movement is sustained by people from diverse walks of life and includes workers, writers, scientists, teachers, media persons, priests, and statesmen. Everyone today they are working for establishing peace. It has expanded and achieved a depth of forging mutually beneficial linkages with other movements such as those championing the empowerment of women and the protection of environment. So number of other movements also today cooperated with the peace movement. The movement has also created a body of knowledge called peace studies. Okay, so this sorry the peace movements that created a new body of knowledge, basically a new subject, basically termed as the peace studies. They effectively used new channels of communication such as internet. So if you're observing in internet, you are able to find a number of news related with the peace or the activities to establish peace there. Okay, in this chapter we have examined various dimensions of peace. So we completed dimensions of peace, its meaning, and intellectual and practical challenges it faces, as it's also its prospects. We have seen that the pursuit of peace involves a constant effort to create and sustain harmonious social relations conducive of human well-being and flourishing. The pathway to peace can be blocked by many obstacles ranging from injustice to imperialism, but the temptation of remove them by using indiscriminate violence is both unethical and extremely risky. Okay, in an era of genocide, terrorism, and total war, which blurs the line between civilians and combatants, normal people and the warmongers. That's what the quest for peace must inform both the means and ends of political action. So each and everyone today, basically, they are moving or they are doing something to establish peace in the world. Such movements are basically termed as peace movements. So one subject is that's called to be the peace studies, basically dealing with this peace movements. So today we know that everyone is trying to establish peace. Again, the same time we are able to find a number of chances are there for violences like genocide, terrorist attacks, okay, war between the countries. Okay, so those things are also existing there. So it is our responsibility to solve such kind of issues by diplomacy, right or not. So this is the chapter called as peace, and one more chapter is there in this textbook, that is development. We will start that tomorrow. Okay, clear? So I will send the notes also. Just to check the notes from our political science portion and tell me if any notes are missing. Just inform me. I will send that as soon as possible. Okay. So just check that. If anyone is missed, okay, just inform me. I will send that. Okay. So all these answers I will upload. Okay, everyone. Thank you very much. We will meet in next class. So read the textbook thoroughly. So number of words are there, hard words. Example, hard word in the sense you don't know the meaning of such words there, right? So find out all those words from here. I'm in the textbook, and I already told you that. What is that? A working dictionary. Working dictionary. Write those words also. Okay. Okay, everyone. Thank you.